So it's been over 10 days since Duet Night Abyss was released, and I've been grinding as much as I can to prepare a short review. Today, I'm going to share my thoughts and personal experiences with the game as a gacha player who has spent more than a year playing Wuthering Waves and over 3 years playing Slope Impact. I know I'm a bit late with this video, but I took a much-needed vacation recently, which ironically just gave me more free time to grind this game. Let's start with the beginning. We find ourselves on a deserted island, but there's some initial confusion due to abrupt scene changes. I also have a small concern about Berenica. Why is she a playable character from day one if she was just captured by enemies? Perhaps the developers should have locked her until we rescue her later in the story. I feel that would have added more weight to the game's core narrative. Of course, that's just my opinion, and I still enjoyed the start, giving it a solid 7 out of 10. And yes, I agree with what everyone is saying. This game's launch feels very similar to when Wuthering Waves was released. While nothing is perfect and the game has its fair share of problems, it's an overall good start. As the story progressed, I found a compelling reason to keep playing, and yes, it was all because of her. I absolutely love her design and her role in the story. She acts like the city's mother figure throughout the entire quest. The more I noticed her, the more I realized she could become a playable character in the future. I'm all in for her. She is total wife material. I also found it interesting that the main character actually has a home. In most other gacha games, the main characters are kind of homeless, only finding shelter during important quests. It's a great touch that the developers made the main character pay his own rent. And I have to say, these little Luno species are really cool too. Watching the main character pay rent was a 10 out of 10 quest for me. Maybe Wuthering Waves should consider giving the rover a personal home in each region. That might be a lot to ask, but who knows? Perhaps we'll see more homes for the main character in Duet Night Abyss if the developers stick to the lore. Now, let's talk about the graphics. The overall quality is nice, but I do feel like the NPCs are a bit, toothless. Just look at this scene, it's kind of funny. But I did find a very interesting NPC. I really love her design. It would be great if we could interact with her or at least stop her. She's on a non-stop march in a selected area of town, moving in a fixed circular path all day long. Yes, I was stalking her. Moving on. It took me some time to get used to everything this game has to offer. After about 5 or 6 hours of the main story quest, the part I found most enjoyable was this specific section. As you can see, we got to try out the enemy boss's gameplay during the quest. This makes me think the story is only going to get better with future updates. This quest was really good. I'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10. Speaking of quests, the world quests were relatively short, or maybe that's just because I skipped through everything. Okay, so after completing all of that, it was time to get my favorite character. I started farming for her, and after 2 or 3 days, in about 19 to 20 covert commissions, I finally got Lyn. Then I moved on to improving my builds. I leveled up almost all of my characters except for her. By the end of day 5, I was at rank 40 with everything leveled up to close to 50. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to try the endgame mode. I was still low on one weapon, so I forged it. It took some time to gather the materials to level it up. Finally, after day 6, I attempted my first few runs. I completed the initial stages easily, but am currently stuck at this stage. I need to upgrade my builds even more, and I only spend about 30 minutes to an hour on it daily. I play for a maximum of 1.5 to 2 hours a day, which includes playing Genshin, Wuthering Waves, and now Duet Night Abyss. I feel like I'm collecting the infinity stones of the best games to stick with. Still, after putting in over 20 hours of playtime, I would say this game is an 8 out of 10 for me overall. I had a better experience with it than with Zenless or Honkai Star Rail, so I'm definitely sticking with it. I'll also start covering upcoming information about the game as new updates roll out. However, I still have to complain about the grind. It's just too much, man. At some point, it feels more like a grind simulation than anything else. There are no current in-game events that encourage us to enjoy the world and its beautiful places. Look at this scene, for example. But it's still too early to judge the game beyond this. And yes, I did find it sort of addictive. I was overlooking little Phoebe at the start, but on day 7, I built her up and it turns out she is really fun to play. Her super high-speed pig is just crazy. We can cover entire dungeons really quickly using her.
Also, it would be great if we could actually drive the cars. Every character seems to have a phobia of water as we can't swim and there's no fall damage. Maybe the developers are a bit lazy, or perhaps it's a feature and they're cooking up something unique. Anyway, I like the Helix plunge too. The physics is next level. The co-op mode, however, is a bit of a disaster. But I've been playing it solo and man, I am addicted to the Helix jump feature. It's getting so out of hand that when I go back to Genshin or Wuthering Waves, I find myself trying to Helix jump and then realizing I'm in a different game. As for bugs, I do run into them every now and then, but it's not a big issue. Sometimes I have to restart the game and there are occasional login errors. Other than that, I haven't found many problems beyond what I've already mentioned. The game does freeze sometimes on my laptop for some reason, but again, I would say this is a nice game for a beginner to start with if you haven't played Wuthering Waves or Genshin yet. So this concludes my short review of the game and everything I wanted to share. I feel a bit stupid for gathering almost 45 gigabytes of recordings for this 5-minute video, but I guess I like playing it. At the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. Let me know what your experience with the game has been down in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.